Innovative di Hatiku represents a slogan that focuses on prioritizing community and future students, especially from the B40 groups. The spirit that arises from this slogan is to continue the effort to always give and help the community and prospective students in need. This slogan should remain a principle in every innovative citizen, so that this slogan is spoken in every community throughout the state in Malaysia, and make innovative as the main option to pursue higher education.
Inovatif di hatiku. Inovatif di hatiku.
Inovatif di hatiku.
Inovatif di hatiku.
Innovative di hatiku.
Good evening, Puan Atiqah.
Good evening, Leah.
How are you? Good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you.
Okay. So thank you very much for joining me today in our live session. Okay, with the topic of students' readiness in online teaching during COVID-19 pandemic. Yeah. So, Miss Atiqah, how have you been? What's going on with you? Cuba cerita sikit.
Alright, Miss Leah. First of all, I would like to thank you for inviting me for this discussion. Actually, this is a very good topic for us as educators. We need to discuss about this a lot actually, because it is about student readiness, right? Okay. First of all, I'm currently teaching in a private institution and still doing my best to complete my postgraduate studies at IUM Gombak. Wish me all the best, especially during this pandemic. Yeah.
So, what is readiness in your opinion, Miss Atiqah?
All right. Okay. Before we go in depth about student readiness, they must know first about what is online learning actually. All right. Online learning, or so what we call as e-learning, right? It is
Yes.
involve the use of technology that enhance teaching and learning activities. So it involves the usage of the computers, the internet, right? So during this pandemic, it becomes a sudden. I mean, for the students, for to study a fully online learning, right? So as educators, we must know about student readiness. Right. So student readiness is some thing that related to the students' familiarity and capability regarding online learning. Means that it is about the preparation of the students for the online learning, and also we can say about the device, the connectivity, and then the self-efficacy, the student self-efficacy itself, and the prior experience with the technology that influence the preparedness of the students, especially during this pandemic. All right, so I have come with five aspects that we can discuss about the student readiness. This is actually based on the recent findings in
Okay.
by the researcher last year 2020. It's a very latest finding. So the first one, they found that it is about equipment capability, meaning to say that the aspect of facilities, right? Especially the computer devices and also the internet access. Can you imagine the students before this, right? We go to the college, we have face-to-face class, and then um, we cannot expect that every student has laptop, has computer at home, has laptop by their own self. Maybe before this they go to computer lab, they go to
Exactly, right?
CC, yes, completing the
True.
assignments and so on, right?
Yeah.
So we have, as an educators, we have to look at this, and we have to consider about this kind of student readiness, the facilities itself, right? So what do
Agree,
you
Miss
think?
Atiqah.
Yes,
Yeah,
what do you
actually,
think,
I
Sia?
totally agree with you. Like students, right, especially when they're staying at rural area and all that, they said that once they go back to kampung, Miss, internet tak laju, Miss, tak ada
Yes.
proper coverage. You know, they might have the laptop, they might have their phone, tapi the coverage, you know. So
Correct.
so that is where, you know, as a lecturer we also struggle, you know, to accommodate them with whatever that is necessary, because it's not fair for them as well. And when you said that, you know, about readiness, right, it's not about a student also, you know, not everything about students. Sometimes kita pun rasa macam culture shock. Tiba-tiba,
Yes.
you
Yes.
know, you have to do this, you have to learn this and all that. So kita pun sama macam student, kelam kabut sikit, and
Kelam
we have to
kabut. Yes.
learn everything, you know, from A to Z, because we are so used to the traditional teaching. You know, I think the least that we used to adalah the projector, you know, connect
Yeah,
there,
because
you know, that kind of.
before this at our college, university, they provide us with the PC and so on. And then
Exactly.
when we work from home, we have to make sure that our laptop must be up to date, the Windows
Yes,
and so on, because we usually
exactly.
use at office computer, right?
True, true. Yes.
So
So,
yes, so
yes,
the
I
readiness
continue.
is actually not only the student but also it comes also to the lecturer. So we have
I
to
have to
consider this.
agree. Yes, yes.
Yes. All right, and then
Yeah.
we go to the second aspects that the latest finding mentioned that it is about technology skills, meaning to say that the ability of the student to access and use technology, especially information and communication technology. Okay, for example, when we talk about skill, technology skill, it is about internet self-efficacy. Alright, it is not about you uploading and downloading file, but it is about you and student especially use their higher skills, higher level of skills to do troubleshooting, technical problems while they are using the internet. We have to do this, we have to do this, we have to troubleshoot
Exactly.
everything before, right? So this is about
Yes.
internet self-efficacy. Um, sometimes people don't familiar with the terms internet self-efficacy. They just use technology skill, but this is the exact term, internet self-efficacy of the student. So I also went through a few research latest finding. Also, they found that students who have high internet self-efficacy, they perform better in online learning.
True.
So this is our responsibility and students' responsibility, especially to gain the skills for the technology skills, right?
Miss Atiqah, I think students with that ability, as you said, they can even help the lecturers at times. Kenapa ni jadi macam ni? And then they miss, okay, let me teach you, so they are actually helping us as well, right?
Yes.
So yeah.
Because as we know that the students, right, this zaman, this era, they are Gen Z, Generation Z. They are IT savvy. We are millennials, but we still need to be creative. We have to be up to date, right?
Yes, true.
Because we are teaching in 2021.
Betul sangat.
It's not in 90s anymore.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay.
So that is other internet. That is other student readiness that we need to consider, which is technology skill. Okay. Other than that, we can say about the self-directed learning. The student readiness in terms of self-directed learning. Alright. For example, when we do online learning, they learn independently. So by having online learning, if you found that the students will develop a sense of autonomy, personal responsibility, they will find that take initiative. What are the learning needs that I need to improve? What are the learning goals that I need to do? Because the materials are they can access anytime. The materials that we provide, so they can study anytime. So this is actually depends on the student self-directed learning, or we call as self-management, self-monitoring about their study. By learning using 100% online.
Yes. After like so long, actually we are teaching students to be independent. All this while zaman face to face tu kan, I cannot spoon feed you. You have to be independent. Kita cakap je tapi tak berjalan. Tapi now have to, right? No choice. Yes,
because if you realize, Leah, before this, if online, face to face, after class they come see us. Asking, Miss, can you help me this and that? But after class, usually they just shut down the computer, sign off, right?
Betul.
Sometimes, it's sometimes not. They are not usually consult during online learning during this pandemic. I think maybe because of some other factors that might affect them. This is also under students' readiness actually. If we want to talk about student readiness, it is a lot.
Yes.
Right? But we come into a specific aspects that the research has done. Alright. Okay, and then we can talk about the fourth aspect is under student readiness is motivation. What do you think, Leah? Are you motivated? Are you feel motivated to teach during this pandemic?
Definitely no. As I said, maybe we are so used to see them, and we are still struggling on how to actually attract them or to communicate with them and all that. So I have students, I think last 2 weeks, my final presentation. So one of the students actually come to me and say that, Miss, I feel that I perform better during face-to-face presentation. I was thinking that online presentation kan dia macam in your comfort zone, you tak perlu face everybody and you maybe have the confidence level tu tinggi sikit. Tapi my student actually said that I perform better face-to-face presentation. I feel very down during the online punya presentation and all that. Actually that makes me to think. Kita rasa mungkin mereka akan selesa, tapi towards the end mungkin ada other factors that actually influence them. Mereka duduk dalam satu bilik, tak ada kawan-kawan.
Yeah.
Bila face to face, kawan-kawan ada je dekat, tak apa, you can do, don't
Yeah.
worry. And then look at their faces, smiling faces, people can cheer for you.
Yeah.
So that is where actually menyebabkan I think, oh yeah, actually it's true. Mungkin kita yang rasa face to face tu lebih stressful, tapi actually student rasa online tu yang lebih, not so, they don't feel motivated actually.
Yes, because of if we talk about students has different personalities, right? Some of them
Yes.
extrovert, some of them introvert. But I think for
Yes.
introvert, they prefer online learning classes.
Yes.
But for those who are extroverts, I think they prefer face to face. Rasa tak puas. I want to talk more. Even kita, lecturers, I rasa tak puas using the slide. I need to use the whiteboard also to show everything.
I need to walk around, touch my students, ketuk sini, ketuk sana, so that kind of thing. Yes, maybe we are the extrovert, I think.
Yeah. So that depends on the personality, because some of them they perform well during online learning. Some of them, yes, they feel demotivated. Sometimes motivation is also comes from family support, meaning to say that moral support, social support, even technical support. Because of because I realized that some of the students, when they don't have a laptop at home, they need to share with their siblings. So when their class timetable clash, they didn't they didn't attend the class because they give a chance for their siblings. So sometimes when they say to us and explain, so we have to consider about that, because this is also under student readiness. They want to learn, but this actually becomes students feel demotivated, right?
True.
Because of, I want to go to class, but there is this is what we call under challenges that we will discuss after this, right?
Yes, sebab they know that in college at least we have like videos for them, and they can always come back to us. We have other platforms and all that, right or not? Tapi school, they have to finish on time. The flexibility maybe is not there. That is what I feel compared to the tertiary education.
So that the motivation will be different among students, especially in participating in online learning. All right, so this should be under our consideration also. How we as a lecturers need to make sure that students, we have to boost their motivation. All right, instead of they having problem at home with the family support and so on, we need to give support also. All right.
True.
And then the last aspects that under student readiness is perceived usefulness. This is where the student's opinion itself on benefits of online learning, how they perceive online learning itself. If they say that I don't like online learning, so they will feel not ready for the class. They will, if they say that I love online learning, if I don't come to the class, don't attend the class, I will I need to catch up the lesson, right? I will lose few chapters, right? So this depends on the student. So this is still under student readiness, perceived usefulness. If they feel that online learning is useful for them, they will come for the class. Alright. So these four, So these five: equipment capability, technology skills, self-directed learning, motivation, and also perceived usefulness are under students' readiness in online learning during this pandemic. That actually we as educators need to look at, need to highlight, need to consider, especially because the students have different, come from different backgrounds, right? So we need to consider that.
Yeah. Actually, Miss Atiqah, I think in tertiary education, I think it's, as I say, it's more flexible. The lecturers or the academicians are more flexible. What I read, I can't remember the date actually. Recently, I read in newspaper that a minister said that if a student fail to join the online classes, they should be kicked out from school, and all that. that kind of statement, as academician, I'm sure that most or all the academician would agree with us. It's not a very nice kind of statement,
Yes.
depending on the parents situation, the family's background. As you said,
Yes.
students are actually sharing laptops or any gadgets and all that, and maybe the internet connections,
Yes.
so as you said, we should consider and all that. So but I'm very sure that as academician, we have that compassionate towards the
Yes.
teaching, the passion towards the education and all that. Okay, so moving on to our next question. Okay, so there's a lot of tools, right,
Yes.
that we use for our online teaching, right? So, what are the tools in ICT, that in your suggestion would be good for this?
Okay. Um, since we are moving to the online learning, there are actually a lot of online teaching tools provided for free at internet, and the most common used by lecturers, educators are that I recommend to use. First is Google Classroom.
Mm-hmm.
Second is Schoology. Have you heard about
Schoology.
Schoology?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Schoology,
From you,
and then
of course.
because I have been using this since 2016. Right,
Yes.
because this is a very high education learning management system. You can save until now from this 2016
Mm-hmm.
the work of the students. Even from different, you move to different college, you still can use. That is your
Ah,
account. So every student's work still there. You can refer to
nice.
the work. If they want the soft copy, you can give the soft copy also, because everything there.
Okay.
Yes. And then the third one is Padlet.
Mm-hmm.
Padlet, Padlet.
Uh-huh.
And then the fourth one is Pathbrite. Pathbrite. All right.
Uh-huh.
So these four, I've been familiar with this for online teaching tools, because I've been using this even at university with my professor, and even I'm teaching. All right. So because
Okay.
of I believe that we can use these online teaching tools for assessment. Meaning to say
Mm.
that you put all the assessment instruction, for example, individual assignment, group assignments, quiz, and then there will be a section for mark allocation.
Okay,
So that you
okay.
can just mark, and then you put the marks, and the students can see directly when they open the apps. Because when you have Schoology, your students, you have to register. For example, you have to register your student, give the course code, and then
Mm-hmm.
automatically the student will be in your course at
Mm-hmm.
Schoology. So you can see, and it is very good for us, especially in Schoology, because you can know who late. Who are the students who submit late. For example, there will be a name. For example, Leah,
Uh,
submission, late submission, bila you
Submission.
hantar. Yes. So you will know.
Lebih kurang macam Google Classroom as well.
Yes.
Sometimes student 1 minit dia terus tulis hand in late, and then I will receive message, Miss, sorry terlambat. Okay, tak apalah, 1 minit. Okay, never mind. We understand and all that.
Uh,
So these
so
are the platforms that you suggested, suggesting us.
this for is for online teaching tools for assessment. We assess students' work, but
Mhm.
for teaching platform,
Mhm.
we teach the most common use are Zoom, right?
Yes.
And then Google Meet, and
Mhm.
then my Microsoft Teams, and
Mhm.
then WhatsApp video call for personal coaching and personal class. But
Mhm.
most of us use Zoom and Google Meet, right?
Yes, yes.
So Leah, you prefer which one? Which platform?
For me, I personally I prefer Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Definitely ada pros and cons lah kan.
Yeah.
Tapi
Yes.
Zoom is because for me I prefer when I teach to see the face of the students. So while I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking, while I'm sharing the slides, I can still look at them. Okay, so
Yes.
I nampak mereka dah letih ke, mereka ada ke, dah tutup kamera ke, dah menguap ke and all that. So I still interact with them. So while I teach, I look at them. It's like more for me, I feel face to face kind of thing. Tapi macam Google Meet, once you share the screen, student akan nampak muka you, tapi you takkan nampak siapa-siapa. You only see the screen,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So
Even
I
the
am not
students
comfortable.
even the students doing presentation, we can't see, right? While they
Yes.
are display the slideshow. So we
Yes.
can't see the facial expression and so on.
Expression, because
Yeah.
like I'm teaching English, so I need to check their the way they speak. I sometimes I prepare them from where and all that. So all these body language, facial expressions are something that I am teaching, so I need to observe that. So that would be like the pros and cons. But Zoom, if it's free, then it's 40 minutes, right? So kalau sometimes while teaching terlupa, alamak masa nak habis dah, tiba-tiba dia cut, alamak, that kind of thing. So that would be the pros and cons, as I believe.
Yeah. So they will be okay for me. I prefer use Google Meet. Right, because of the time that you said just now, 40 minutes, so we need to refresh back and then go for
Yes.
new class, right?
Yes.
So that is pros and cons, but whatever it is, we have to make sure that it suits the best for the students, right? If they feel that
Exactly.
okay with Zoom, we go for Zoom. If they okay
Yes.
with Google Meet, we go for Google Meet. Even WhatsApp, I before this, I use WhatsApp for personal class. WhatsApp video call. For example, yes, I teach research method, right? Research methodology. So I need one-to-one discussion. So I use WhatsApp video call. That is because the students prefer that. So it depends.
Sometimes, as you said, we have to cater whatever that is suitable for them, sebab we tak nak ada banyak pressure because of this. I don't want the students feel pressured. Okay, like Zoom means you have to use Zoom. At times when I do presentation, student tak boleh connect, tapi they have the mobile, they cannot connect to the this one. So they say, Miss, kalau guna WhatsApp, my data doesn't use that much. Then I say it's okay, just one or two students. So I say it's okay, no problem, we just use that. Okay, so with all this, right, I'm sure that there would be challenges for both teachers and students, right? And what are the challenges and how do you actually overcome this?
Alright, okay. When we talk about challenges for both, for the students and us, for educators. Alright, for the students, like we discussed before, the students comes from different background. So the challenges, the first one is demographic barrier, whereby demographic we can categorize into the student age, the field of the study, and then the level of education, and then their location. So this demographic barrier can be one of the challenges for them for this online learning, for participating in online learning. Okay, for example, location. We said just now, if they're living in rural areas, it will be difficult for them, right? Especially coverage and so on. So they need to find a good coverage. And sometimes when they can't find the coverage, they feel demotivated
Exactly,
to go to
true.
class, and they will feel lost. For example, they enter half an hour after the class started, right? So they will feel
Kita pun rasa one kind when students have to drive far. Pernah berlaku, student was in the car. So I said, where are you going? You're not supposed to go out and all that. Dia kata, Miss, rumah saya tak ada. So I have to drive to the kawasan yang lapang sikit for me to get the line. And I feel really bad. I feel bad. I say, it's okay. You can watch our class. We do the recordings, right? You can watch that and then you can come back to me. Tapi dia kata, no, Miss, I wanted to join the class. So we feel, alamak, aduh kesiannya, this kind of thing.
Yes. So that one is under demographic barrier. If we go one by one, the age, the location, the socio-economic status of family, everything that we discussed before, right?
Yes.
And then the level of education, the nature of the subject itself. For example, language. You are learning, you are teaching language, right? For me, I'm teaching psychology, so there will be different, approach that we need to
Exactly.
adjust to cater with the situation,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
During this pandemic. All right, that one is for the students, and then for the lecturers, for the educators, our challenges now. From now, we have to be innovative. We have
Yes.
to be creative. We have to be up to date,
Yes.
regardless how old we are. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
we need to discover, we need to explore everything at website. What are the apps that we can use to make sure that our learning, our teaching session fun, interesting for the students. The materials is good and fun for the students. So we need to be innovative. All right,
True.
because we are living in a digital world.
World.
All right.
Dulu when you
Yes.
have like free time and all that, you will listen to music, watching
Yes.
cooking channel, this kind of thing.
Yes.
Sekarang ada masa setengah jam, Google how to play games using this.
Yes.
What are the
How to do
contoh-contoh games,
quiz online,
online
how to do
quizzes.
a video, an interesting video. This
Exactly.
CapCut lah apa, so many apps.
Yes.
If we ask our students, they know everything because they are
Exactly.
Gen Z. Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And now I can see that teaching and learning from both sides. Dulu
Yes.
dia orang dalam kelas hanya listen to us, whatever say A for apple lah, tak fikir. Tapi when comes to gadget, ICT, they will actually give more feedback. When I'm using something, they say, Miss, why don't you use this? This is more effective. Why can't we play games using this, or tools and all that? So, and that would actually help us to explore more.
Yeah.
So kita ada dua two ways of teaching and learning this time, right? Okay, Miss Atiqah.
Okay.
So, would you like to add anything before I come
Okay.
to my last question?
All right.
Yes.
One more is about technical issues. This one is for both students and lecturers. Okay. For
Yes.
example, we have challenges in terms of this. The students cannot click the link that we given. Means I can't click the link, the Zoom link, the Google Meet link. Okay, we need to go back and then send again and type again and everything. So it takes time, right?
Yes.
And then other technical issues, suddenly laptop shut down.
Tak ada battery.
out of battery and so on, right?
And then bila suruh buat presentation,
Yes.
saya rosak lah, Miss kamera saya tak boleh buka. This kind of things.
So that is those are challenges for online learning during this pandemic. All right.
Okay, so
Solution.
Miss Atiqah. Yeah, solution. Apa solution dia?
So the solutions now are, I think it is more to lecturers, to educators. First thing first, we need to teach the students. We need to reflect first our teaching practice. All right, and then we need to adjust our teaching approaches. Subsequently, we need to develop the learning methods that actually suits the best for our students' diversity. Right? So that is that everything we thought we have just discussed, right? So everything it is lecturers need to be creative, need to be we have to have sense of curiosity, nak kena tahu, I need to do this, I need to do this. Kita tak boleh rely much on the slide, we need to do something, right? We have to think out of box. Because students nowadays, diorang cepat bosan, so we need something to attract them to enter our online learning classes.
True, very true. So I think that we learn a lot, okay, especially on the platforms, and as a psychology lecturer, I'm sure that you understand people more, compared to us, right? Okay, so I would like to say thank you very much, Miss Atiqah, for joining us. I really appreciate your time. Despite you are a student, you also teach and all that with your tight schedule, because I call you in, you would you join us today. All right, so thank you very much. I wish you all the best for your teaching as well as you as a student, right? Okay, so I wish you all the best for your whatever that you are doing, Miss Atiqah.
Alright. Thank you so much, Leah, and it is my pleasure. I mean, to have this discussion, actually, it is very interesting, and I miss you. I miss our, intellectual talk like this.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
So we need to do this more and more so that we can give awareness to the educators to be more sensitive, to be more, emotionally sensitive towards students' readiness in online learning. I think we have to be more lenient, but maybe strict but lenient to the students
Maybe
in terms
firm.
of, yes, firm.
Yeah.
In terms of assessment during this pandemic, because so many things are the factors behind that we didn't know that affected our students, right?
Yes, yes.
All right. Thank you so much, Leah, for inviting
Thank you,
me.
Miss Atiqah. Thank you. Hope to see you soon. Starbucks session, kot?
Hopefully.
Okay.
Thank you,
So
Leah.
thank you. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Saya Cik Am, Senior Counselor, inovatif di hatiku.
Hai, saya Aiza, inovatif di hatiku.
Saya Yahurin Muhammad Yasin, inovatif di hatiku.
Hai, nama saya Kana, inovatif di hatiku. Saya Aini, inovatif di hatiku.
Saya Arisha, inovatif di hatiku.
Hai, saya Ain, inovatif di hatiku.
Saya Wanu Fazira, inovatif di hatiku.
Saya Nurfahana binti Zul, inovatif di hatiku.
Saya Asma Amanina, inovatif di hatiku.
Hai, saya Hamka, inovatif di hatiku.
Saya Muhammad Helmi bin Abdul Rahman, inovatif di hatiku.
Nama saya Nurul Al-Akila, penolong pendaftar Kolej Inovatif Antarabangsa, inovatif di hatiku.
Hai, nama saya Muhammad Faiz bin Abdul Razak, inovatif di hatiku.
Saya Abdul Rahman bin Kasbi, pendaftar Kolej Antarabangsa Inovatif. Inovatif di hatiku.